big warm welcome to all our Employer Academy sponsors. I've sent you out a treat box. We've got our brand new Employer Academy cups for this year, some tea and coffee, some chocolates, some biscuits. So hopefully you can make yourself a cuppa, put your feet up and join us on the reflection of last year.
Hello and welcome to the Sheffield College on this beautiful sunny day, and a very warm welcome to our existing and our new Employer Skills Academy partners. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to say that 1 year on we have had 15 Employer Skills Academies at the college, and we're so very grateful to our sponsors and partners. You've made a massive impression on our students and they've had a fantastic year because of you. And also a really warm welcome to our new sponsors and partners, so that's NextGen, UniHeads, Kier and the Sheffield Sharks. Great to have you on board. So about 18 months ago we decided Employer Skills Academies would really benefit our students, and we decided to talk to employers to get them on board. Employer Skills Academies at the Sheffield College really help students to understand the world of work, and they provide employers with students who are ready for the world of work, ready-made employees. What more could you want? Last year our students got an enormous amount out of engagement with employers. As guest speakers and with real-life briefs, the projects that you provided, all of that added value to our students' experience. The Employer Skills Academies provide so much more than just a qualification. And all of the experiences that you've taken part in and that have enabled our students to be even better and to go further have been amazing, so thank you. As you'd imagine, quite a lot of what we're doing this year is moving online, but this won't make any difference to the Employer Skills Academies. We have a fantastic employability programme online. We're going to run live Q&As with employers, and in the future we'll be looking at remote placements for our students, all of which you can help with. And if you have any brilliant ideas about how we might do this, well, please let us know. Thank you for such a good year last year, and here's to a fantastic year this year. I'm sure our students are going to get a massive amount from working with you. And I'm going to hand over now to some of our employer partners who are going to tell you about their experience of working with the Employer Skills Academies. Thank you.
I'm very proud that we were one of the first Employer Skills Academies partnering with Sheffield College. And the reason we did this actually is because we feel that there has never been a better time to be in tech. During this COVID-19 crisis, actually, WANdisco as a company has thrived as companies need to move more and more data into the cloud. And as the world moves online, the biggest companies in the world manage their data in the cloud. And to help meet this demand, we felt it was very important for us to launch our own academy in partnership with the Sheffield College last September. Our students are guaranteed an interview with WANdisco at the end of the 2-year course. And I can tell you we've seen some fantastic students already come through their first year at the academy. And we're very, very proud of those students who joined us last year. They're bright, engaged and committed, and they're taking part in a comprehensive program relevant to our business needs. It's a program that has been tailored and designed in conjunction with WANdisco. Activities, though, had to move online, of course, during the lockdown, and we were very readily enabled to do that. Work placement students, Will and George, couldn't come into the office, unfortunately, and worked remotely. Actually, WANdisco, we announced last week, have closed our offices until the summer, and even though we closed our offices until the summer, we found that productivity has gone up by about 15%. We continue to deliver software, continue to sell software to our customers as well. So the impact of COVID-19, just to really stress, has not severely impacted. Most technology companies actually are able to work very well remotely. So we sponsored them to do an e-learning course in the cloud to get cloud computing essentials, to gain some useful and relevant knowledge, which I know they thoroughly enjoyed. So some of the key highlights for the first year, and we were delighted. We had great attendance, virtually and physically, at 92%, which I know is in the upper echelons of attendance. The highest in computing and one of the highest in the faculty. A big vote of confidence for what we're doing in person and online. All students are now paid up members of the Institute of Engineering and Technology, which has given them access to a wide range of career and industry-related resources. In the coming term, we've got some live workshops and Q&A sessions lined up on IT services, cybersecurity, incident management, and what to do when we have outages, which of course happen all the time. There was one a couple of weeks ago with Google that many of you will have probably seen, which is a disaster, it seems, when we can't Google what's happening in the world. And it's going to be blended learning. In-class sessions will be streamed live through Google Meet and recorded and placed in Google Classrooms. And we find that to be very effective. Actually, online meetings, certainly that we've seen during COVID-19, have been very efficient for us. But it is actually very effective, and students shouldn't be fearful that they're not going to get the information and knowledge that they need through these difficult times. It's certainly very, very effective and much more streamlined, I think. And we're going to see probably a change in the way that companies like ours work in the future. We're going to be much more open to home style working. So students shouldn't be fearful of that, I don't think, in the coming weeks and months if we see another sort of lockdown. So in-class sessions will be streamlined live through Google Meet, as I said, and recorded and placed in the Google Classroom. Some sessions will be delivered online to the whole class, and a range of interactive resources will be developed to check learning. Students are timetabled for 2 full days, Mondays and Tuesdays, and there are 2 bubbles of 8 students on a rota, and they're in a college around 25% and online for the remaining 75%. But as I said earlier, that's actually fine. We've seen a big uptick in productivity as a result of going online. And that's why that's the world now. It mirrors what we're doing as a business. We moved our business in March, April timeframe, in almost entirely remote. And we have people working all over the world, in China, India, St. Petersburg, Australia, Silicon Valley, Sheffield, Belfast. All of our employees are working virtually, and we think that's probably a sign of things to come. And even if this course has to be virtual for the year, we're very confident that we can deliver an excellent curriculum and experience for students. Thank you so much, and it's been a real pleasure to work with the college. I think it's a really good thing for both students and also companies like WANdisco to be involved with.
Really, we probably need to rewind the clock 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was a student at Hillsborough College. I did a business course, which was a BTEC in business and finance. And part of that was to start up your own business within the college course. I then ended up setting up my own business. And then if you fast forward the clock 20 years, I became president of Sheffield Chamber. And part of the role as president of the chamber is to have your theme. Now, naturally, my theme, because of what I learned at the college, was to support and champion and promote youth entrepreneurship. So that's the rationale as to what I initially wanted to do. I spoke to various different businesses, various different organisations, but because of my connection with the college, it was really that direct correlation between my past and the future and what I wanted to give back to the kids, which was why we actually started speaking to the Sheffield College going back 18 months ago when I was president of the chamber. So that's how the inception came about the connection with me and the formation of the Sheffield Chamber Academy. We had some very clear goals and targets of what we wanted to achieve. We have a long-term dream, and the long-term dream is that we want to find a millionaire that's actually come from the academy. So that's somebody that's been on the college course, been in the academy, listened to a speaker, and just had that little spark, that little thought, hearing one of the expert speakers come in that's really given them that desire to start their own business. So the longer term plan is that we get a student, starts their own business, and they become a millionaire through starting their own business, which the spark and the little fire that we lit came from the Chamber Academy. If we base it on the initial objective, was that we wanted to get 150 students to actually come through the academy. Through seeing what we're doing, listening to us promote the academy, looking at the speakers. So that was a clear target. We actually achieved 884. Now, I'm absolutely delighted with that, because what that says is that there is a real need and there's a real desire for young students, young potential business people to actually listen to business speakers, to actually engage in other areas apart from their college course. So they may be doing a joinery course, they may be doing a pet grooming course, they may be doing a cabin crew course. But on top of that, they want to learn about the real working world. They want to listen to those people. So to have actually got, and I'll say the number again, 884 people, students, that actively, on top of what they're already doing, for them to want to be engaged and actively get involved in the academy it's a wonderful achievement from the college, from the academy, from the lecturers, from the team that work here. But the biggest reward goes to the students here that really want to participate and actually get involved in the academy. It's really interesting when you look at the speakers that are coming into the academy, because my initial thought was that I will get solicitors, accountants, more stereotypical business people into the academy. But I think over a period of time, when I was listening to the students, seeing what they wanted, it was a real wide breadth of speakers that we wanted into the academy. So I've had people, my kickboxing instructor, there's a guy called Paul Powers, who is a very experienced, used to coach at the UK level. One of his instructors, a guy called Alex McKenzie, he's an ex-world champion kickboxer, he's early 30s. He's great on a one-to-one, but he's never actually spoken in front of a camera, in front of students. And what they found really rewarding is that it's given them a different experience. So they've never spoke at that level. So it's given them a completely different level of experience. It's taken them out of their comfort zone. It's stretched people like Alex and Paul to speak. Then if you look at experienced business people, so we've had people like Louisa Harrison Walker, extremely well-known local business person, Arnie Singh, who owns City Taxis, again, one of the large local businesses within the city that everybody knows about. They're experienced business speakers. They're used to talking to seminars, used to talking to their large teams. But to actually put them in front of a large group of students, what they found really rewarding as a large employer speaking is the actual feedback that they get from the students, and they get a real sense of achievement, they get a real sense of giving something back. And that's why I would urge employers within the city from multiple different skill sets, as I say, from private fitness training to running a large corporate business within the city and everything in between. It's amazing what business owners get from speaking in the academy. I've seen it firsthand. I've spoken to the speakers beforehand, afterwards, and they get a real sense of achievement in actually sitting in front of a camera or in front of students and actually delivering a session. So yeah, it's been really rewarding from their perspective, which is great for me to see. What we've tried to do is we've tried to pick specific topics. So first of all, we looked at the speakers, what type of speaker we wanted, but we looked at them at specific topics, and we looked at working with the college team, looked at specific areas. So let's say one thing that might not be taught on, let's say a building course. You might not be taught about personal resilience. So we've talked about personal resilience, personal confidence. So we've picked other different skill sets. So one might be public speaking, one might be understanding accounts, from a business perspective. So again, the finance courses that people will run here, that students will take part in, may not necessarily specifically break down what a profit and loss sheet is, how to manage your costs, talking about purchasing, talking about negotiating. So we've really tried to look at all the different facets of a business and what you need to be a successful leader in a business, whether that's personal leadership qualities, whether that's understanding a balance sheet, whether that's understanding how to negotiate with suppliers, how to recruit. So we're really looking at a cross-section of different areas of what it takes to run a business and pick those areas to then try and implement that skill set and give the students that skill set. So when they go and work for an organisation, they may have that fire to think, do you know what, as I did when I worked for a large corporate, I can actually do this myself. And the bit that I learned at Sheffield College when I was a student there, that I learned from a business person that came in to talk to us, hopefully they will pick that up, they will learn that, they will remember that, and that will help them in their future career when they start up on their own business. The academy is going to look different this year for a couple of reasons. First of all, the first year was really, whilst it was great, we learnt so much about the academy, the students. We've gained some real momentum, some real traction. I think, first of all, the delivery. You know, we are in different times at the moment, so we're working hard to make sure that the actual delivery to the students is as engaging and as enlightening as possible. So we're working really hard to make sure that we can deliver a really good programme. We're talking to speakers already. We've got a long list of speakers, and we're talking to them to make sure that we've got the right people that can engage on camera, because that's a slightly different skill set for the students. But I think the fundamental changes, we've looked at the levels of membership, and for the students that are involved or who want to get involved, we're tiering the different levels of membership. So the more you get involved, the higher the tier of level you get, that you achieve in terms of the level of membership. We've got a millionaire status member, which is brilliant, because this goes back to my original dream, I want to create a millionaire. So we've now got a millionaire member status, which is the top level of achievement in terms of becoming a member, which is really to be as involved and involved in the academy. And once you've achieved all of those different levels, which you can find on the website, that's when you can become a millionaire member. And I also think that that's really important for future employment, because as an employer myself, if I was to look at a CV and somebody said I'd got a certain grade in maths or a certain grade in a specific subject, if they've got on there, they were part of the Sheffield Chamber of Business and Enterprise Academy and they became one of a few millionaire members, me as an employer, that would really promote some questions for me to say, tell me about what this means. What does it mean you're a millionaire member? And then for the student to really be able to explain what they did, what they achieved. And again, that would make me think, hey, do you know what? This young business person's got really something about them. They've really got some hunger, the right attitude, and a real desire to succeed. And then if the student, which I'm sure he or she would, explain what was involved, what the course entailed, then they ran through what the course entailed. Again, as an employer, I would think, do you know what? Those are vital skill sets that an employer is looking for in a young person, because it shows that they've got that desire and that fire. And so I think for the students wanting to achieve that, it's not just something about an achievement, it's something about that in their future life that would really, really put them in good stead, A, to get future employment, but more importantly, the skills that they will have undoubtedly learned throughout that process will propel them in their current role, and hopefully, as I've said before, my dream is that will give them the desire and the hunger that they want to start up their own business, which was exactly the fire and desire that I got when I was a student at Sheffield College just over 20 years ago now. And I think for any potential employer wanting to engage with the college, I think first of all they need to understand a lot more about the college. What do they want to achieve from their own business? How will it impact their business? But more importantly, I think you've got to have a real natural desire to help students. To have that natural desire to help students and want to give something back, to be able to, not just to the students, but to the local economy. I would strongly advise them to speak to the college team here, find out more about what it entails, but then also work out what your own objectives are. What are you wanting to achieve? And make sure that there is a clear direct correlation between what you want to achieve, what the college wants to achieve, but ultimately what impact will your academy have on the actual students. I know what impact we're having here. I've already seen it firsthand in the Chamber Academy. I've also looked at other academies like Wandisco and some of the others and spoken to people, and it's difficult to put in words the impact that has on people. So if you're interested in having an academy, do your research, work out your own objectives, speak to the team here, and then see where that conversation goes. It's certainly worth investigating.
Our Employer Skills Academies are an innovative teaching and learning programme with a co-design, co-delivery model that provides outstanding technical and professional education for our students. These academies were created in order to build capacity for the new T-levels, which are in force now. The academies enable selected college students with a proven ability and positive work ethic to enhance their college studies by engaging with professional people and taking part in real-life projects set by the employer. This in turn will support our students in gaining practical experience before they enter the world of work. The college has committed to providing an allocated classroom or space to advertise our partnership, which you or your marketing team will have been helping us to design. We will also provide marketing resources to promote the academy to potential students. This is both on our internal and external platforms. You may have started to see these already, and if you are yet to see our new Employer Skills Academy webpage, please do take a look. We will provide you with facilities to work with our students on campus. This could be your designated classroom, an innovative learning space, or a lecture theatre depending on your needs. We will provide core equipment relevant to the academy activity. I will be your dedicated account manager for the setup and ongoing operational needs of your academy. We will meet on a monthly basis and discuss how the academy is progressing. I will act as the go-between for yourself and our teaching staff in order to ensure we are meeting the needs of both you and our students. The main aim of our academies is to come together as a region and provide our students with the best possible experience. Everything that we do in the Academy is to enhance our students' employability skills, provide them with real-life experience that will support their UCAS and job applications, supply them with what might be their very first employer reference, and give them a college experience that is different to others. We are so proud to have Kier, NextGen, Sheffield Sharks and UniHeads join our Academy family, and we can't wait to see what this year holds.
So I started studying IT computing in 2019, and when I discovered that IT computing wasn't the course that was going to lead me down the route that I wanted to follow, and then I switched over to engineering, and so that's how I ended up at Liberty Steel Academy. So we had a site visit at Liberty Steel, and it was a wonderful opportunity to explore around the site and to just see what it's like to work in an environment like that, and also to just learn that there's the practical side of things, and it's not only to engineering, and it's not only just theory, but also like how that theory is applied in real life. And because engineers, like, they invent, they implement and design and test, and so yeah, it was a good opportunity. One thing that has benefited my learner journey is, like the exposure to just like a wide range of future opportunities, and also like the challenge where they ask questions, like what is your next step or what you're planning to do after the academy, which has actually, triggered me to just like it's given me a push to, to research more and, find out which route is best for me to take in regard to what I wanted to study afterwards. And that's why I discovered, that I want to go down the route of engineering. And so believe you can, and you're halfway there. And I know engineering is mostly viewed like as a male-oriented course, but women can be engineers too. And so, just go for it. Don't be afraid. Hard does not mean impossible. When it's true when they say that there are no limits to what you can accomplish, except the limits that you place on your own thinking. So truly the battle is in the mind. So, get out of your own way, and you can do it.
So I think what attracted me to apply for the academy course with Millgate at college was not only to be able to work with a great company, what I'd known prior to starting college, but also the opportunity to learn what it was like to work in the world of work early, and also gain those transferable work skills, which is quite hard to learn through just theory, but working practically with a company which are high up in the IT business is also really great as well. So I think for me, the best thing about working with the company was the trips for me. So the trips to and forth from the company were great, as you got to learn how the business properly worked fully from an inside perspective, but also from a different range of opinions of the employees within the company, all the way from management all the way to going out and working on site. The benefits of having an employer sponsor are having them being able to give you support, where with that being college work or possibly even when you're out on site. For me, during work placement as well, I got to work with a range of different employees within the company, and that gave me a very, very broad opinion and quite clear path of the support and the opportunities that I can get within the company and possibly within other IT companies as well. Also, they help you give the transferable work skills needed for after college and moving on to a different company as well. But also, I think that final part that they give you the edge against other students, because it's not really common to have a student having an employer sponsor with you as well. Yes, so one of the first trips that we went to the Millgate company, we gained quite a lot of skills as we went through an entire trip and tour of the company itself. One being, when I came back to the classroom, I'd had skills where I'd managed to rebuild servers and computers, and I'd managed to put those skills into practical use when back in the classroom to rebuild the servers and computers, and it allowed me to complete my work quite fast, as the employees who were paid to do that type of work trained me fully with the full training and with their experience as well. The experts for me have benefited me quite a lot, mainly with the knowledge experience I've learned through meeting them face to face, talking and listening. For example, we had an employer all the way from United States of America on a video call, and they were talking to us about the world of work and how not every single company works in the same way. They work to their own advantage to earn as much money and profit as possible, and having that knowledge and experience available, to me felt like I could work in a range of different companies and not feel like it'd be the same every single time. But they also benefited me quite a lot with opening up my paths available after college with the careers I can choose what I might not have known prior. My future plans after I finish college would be to go on to do an apprenticeship either with the Millgate company or companies that are quite similar within the industry. As I've always felt for me, an apprenticeship is something I've always wanted to go down to get into the world of work early, and doing so with this Employer Skills Academy, that allows me to do that a lot quicker, and I can take out all the skills that I've learned throughout the college course and put them straight into the work after I finish college. It is such an opportunity, worth taking, and it's very worthwhile as well. Not only that you're gaining skills that not other students might not learn on a full course, but you have an employer backing you all the way through the course, and they can answer any queries or questions that you have, but also they're able to offer you learning and opportunities within the company that you might not have had available to you prior.
Well, what can I say? When I look back over the past 12 months, I really can't believe what we've achieved. It's been absolutely fantastic. As you know, here at the college, our aim is that 100% of our students do some form of work-related activity. And through our Employer Skills Academies, not only have we been able to create those opportunities for our young people, but we've had an abundance of guest speakers, we've had absolutely loads of trips and visits, and I think my favourite thing is the real-life projects, and it really supports with our problem-based learning. For me, the academies will always be very special, and they need to stay that way as well. So I'm really pleased that we've got 15 this year, and I really want to be stood here next year saying we've now got 20 academy sponsors. When I see students going around the college in the Millgate or the Wandisco or the Liberty uniform, it makes me really feel quite proud. And when other students are asking how they can progress into those academies and aspire to be in there, that's exactly what we set out to do. So we really have achieved a lot. We are absolutely ready for the start of the new term. Things look very different this year, but they're still exciting, and we're still going to be offering that fantastic student experience within that academy group. In a few weeks' time, once your students have settled into the academy, we'll be looking at our next projects. So first of all, we'll look at what placements can be done remotely so the young person can be at home while still on a placement with you, and that'll lead into our virtual reality placement project as well. I welcome any ideas and suggestions that you might have. You all know that I'll be coming to you anyway to help me out with that, so please come forward if you want to be involved in that project. I'm sure that you will all continue to support me with the Employer Skills Academy brand. So thanks again. It's a shame that we all can't be together to celebrate like we did last year, and we do definitely deserve to celebrate. But you've had your treat box, you've had a look at what we've got to say, and hopefully we'll have another fantastic year. So I hope to see you all very, very soon. Thank you.